Good morning, everyone. My face is stuffy today, so excuse my voice, I guess. um, I figured that I would get back into the timeline videos. I've been kind of avoiding it because it's really starting to get to the parts of the story that I don't want to talk about. They're difficult for me to talk about. And I'm still in the process of trying to forgive myself for allowing it to get as bad as it did, for sticking around when I definitely should have left, you know, I did make effort to leave. And I don't know, it's really hard not to hate yourself. um, whew, don't want to cry today. I will be an absolute mess. um, I guess real quick, I want to make sure that I mention that Rob is not the brother of Alan that has a tattooed dick. Rob is, from what I could tell, the only one that was like decently normal out of Alan's family. I don't remember what tattooed dick brother's name is though. So if I can, was it Jake? I don't remember. It's gonna bother me. But I just want to make sure that, I don't want Rob getting any kind of hate for something he doesn't deserve. Because outing all of this, I'm sure people are gonna fucking know, and eventually they're gonna fucking hear. And I just want to make sure that record is straight as best as I can put it. I don't want anything to be wrong because I'm putting it out there for the world. I'm trying to be very careful about that. Rob was also over with his wife and their kids for Alicia's birthday party when Alan spiked the punch that I was giving to the kids. Thankfully, I caught it before I gave any to the kids, as far as I know. I'm not exactly sure when he did it, but I know that I put the punch together and I gave some to all of the kids right there. And it was right after I had done that. I hadn't given the kids any more. So unless one of them did because they thought it was funny. Anyway, there's that. My migraines. This one's it's a little rough to talk about. I'm sure you've seen it in my face. Like, my eye will do weird shit. The side of my face won't work the way it's supposed to. Most of the time it's this side. And it's usually always this eye that's affected. But on the rare occasion, it will happen on my left. It used to be predominantly my left, and now it's predominantly my right, which I find quite odd. I really do. I should journal that. Like, document it and see if it's seasonal or if it's on a cycle. Like, every so many years, does it flip the predominant side? But I'm also an outlier because it's supposed to be something you have in childhood and grow out of in your teens. Mine started in my teens and it has followed me through my adult life. Anyway, so the symptoms in the beginning of it very much mirror the symptoms of a stroke. It's Very worrying. And that was actually what led me to the diagnosis, because I was misdiagnosed as panic disorder, anxiety, and I was misdiagnosed for like 20 years. And even though I pled with doctors throughout the years to be like, no, there's got to be something more. There's more happening here. And it was just, nope, here's fucking Zoloft. Here's Lexapro, here's Ativan, here's all of this other shit, and none of it was really working. But I saw a poster for a stroke on the wall of my doctor's office, and that's kind of what led me to remove panic and anxiety out of the equation and really start looking. And I finally found what was wrong with me thanks to Mayo Clinic. Their online information is wonderful. And I took it into my doctor and I was like, look, but the lasting effects of those migraines, I know that I started to talk about it and I never really finished. They can last for several weeks. So usually one side of my face, you'll notice it. It'll be very telling because and I guess I will discover it with you because I don't look at myself in the mirror. Me and mirrors have a weird relationship. There's just something about them I don't quite like. Seeing myself in these, even, while I'm scrolling through YouTube, it'll pop up, shorts will pop up and be like, hey, your video reached this many likes. And I'm like, wow, that's what I look like. Very strange relationship with mirrors. And I think that's very telling. I'll look in a mirror to put makeup on and stuff and to check out my outfit, but I will sectionalize what I'm looking at. I don't really look at the whole picture. So seeing myself in the whole picture form is very odd. Maybe that's kind of a disassociation in a way. I don't know. Betty. I want to talk about Betty for a minute because, and I've been avoiding going back into timeline because I knew that I was going to have to do this. My best friend Carrie, her birthday was recently, and her mom, Betty, that woman, she passed away shortly after Nick and I moved to Colorado. I got the phone call while I was still pregnant with Carlina. And it was middle of the night, and I knew immediately when my phone rang. It was Carrie telling me she had passed. And I talked to her for a while, and then I went back to bed, and the next fucking morning, I get up. Nick had already gone to work. This was before he started making me go to work with him all the time. And there was a bowl on my counter with dry oatmeal. And I thought, why the fuck did Nick leave dry oatmeal on the counter? So I was like, well, fuck it, I'll make it for Alicia. She loves oatmeal. So I did. The next morning, same thing. So I made it for Alicia again. The next morning, same thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't remember if I texted Nick or I waited for him to come home. I don't think I had a phone at that point in time. Probably waited for him to come home. Oh no, I did. I did have a phone, so I probably did text him. Because it wasn't until I had Carlina that I didn't have a phone. Okay, so anyways, I waited for Nick to come home. And I asked him, I was like, why are you leaving bowls of oatmeal on the counter? And he looked at me like, the fuck are you talking about? I said, every morning for the last several days now, I find a bowl of oatmeal on the counter, not made. It's dry, just in the bowl. So he goes and he looks in the trash can and whatnot, and he's like, there's no oatmeal packet in here. No, there's not. Okay. We don't even have oatmeal. So I go in the pantry and I'm looking because we were shopping at Sam's and whatnot at the time. And I thought we had a giant box of oatmeal, but I knew it was getting to a point where it was low. I don't eat it. So him and Alicia eat it. Well, there hadn't been oatmeal in there for over a month. So where's fucking oatmeal coming from? Carrie and I had a conversation about it. And we came to the conclusion that it was probably Betty. Betty wanted Alicia to have her fucking oatmeal. And I know how crazy that sounds. But then Betty started making appearances. This bitch is wily. She has no shame, no boundaries. In the shower with you when she wants to make a fucking point. Making it all icy fucking cold and shit in there, and you're trying to be all warm. Bumping into you, rubbing up on you just to fucking watch you jump. So she can laugh about it. It's funny. Fucking bitch. Love her to death, though. I watched her talk. When she took us out to that truck stop diner that I was telling you guys about, she talked this waitress out of this monkey. You know those like Velcro hand monkeys that have the really long arms and feet? Or legs, feet. Bitch. Ooh. English. It's fucking hard today. Anyway. She talked this waitress out of her monkey. I don't even remember what happened to it. Anyway, I don't remember if Alicia got that or not. I don't remember. All right, so we get to Colorado. And I was there with Alicia for like, I want to say about a month before Nick came home. And when Nick came home, awful truck purchase that led to more problems. Nick wanted to be flown in back up here to Michigan so that he could come and get this big ass fucking truck. And drive it to Colorado. But he needed to fix it before he did that. So he spends money on parts, spends more money in gas to get it there because it's a mud bog truck. It's not a pavement, princess. And then he gets it there after our bank account is so in the fucking negative. He can't get more money. He had to call his grandmother so that he could get the rest of the way to where we were at. Now, mind you, I haven't been able to spend any money. I've been stuck in a house for a month with my kid, which, by the way, was the best time ever. Like, we really didn't have fucking anything, but we spent so much time together just doing little kid stuff. And I was getting ready to have my other baby, and I spent so much time building her up, like trying to prepare her for, okay, you're gonna have a little sister and you're gonna have to share attention, but that doesn't mean I love you any less kind of things. I wanted her to understand that she wasn't gonna get forgotten about. So that's what we did. The best time. The best time. And then he gets there and he's automatically angry because there's no money in the account. Less than no money. And that's somehow my fault. And immediately, it was immediate. He's on the computer with other women and the Match.com profile where he's telling everybody I'm dead. Looking up roofies. And his behavior was just so bizarre. And I never wanted to be like that girlfriend or wife that was constantly suspicious. I didn't want to. I know what that does to people's heads. Like, if you're looking for something, you are going to fucking find it. Because you're not going to be satisfied until you find something. If it's not in this place or this place or this place or this place, you're going to keep fucking going until you can twist something into meaning. I never wanted to be that bitch. But there was just so many things that I couldn't dismiss. And it was still early enough in the relationship that I was worried. Like, who the fuck did I marry? I found out real fucking quick. And I don't want to make myself fucking cry today, and I've already told that story. And maybe what I'll do is, like, if people want all of the dirty details of it, I will do a video on each one. But maybe, I don't know if I want to tell people about it or if I want to do, like, I don't know, maybe work with Chat GPT and put some fucking animation together. But I don't know if YouTube would allow that. I don't know. I guess I'll fucking figure it out. The attempt on my life, he convinced me that I did all of that shit to myself. And I spent a long time, like, I've looked at my scars. And I've looked at other people's scars. And like, I don't, they don't really show up on camera because they're so old now. And they healed really well, I will say. The people who stitched me up did a good job. But they're not, like, they're jagged. They're not. I guess if I had done it to myself, would it not be a smooth motion? Because these don't look like they were. You know, and my neck, it was cut all the way up into the back of my hairline. And it come down and around and then back up behind this fucking ear. Like, and it wasn't very fucking deep. But I mean, I've tested this. I've held knives to try and like to get the angle. It would have. No, I feel the burn in my arm in certain, you know. And the only thing that was washed was the knife and the cup that he gave me to drink out of that day. Taking fucking 20 minutes to make me a mixed drink. Like, dude, so much so I even asked you, what's taking so long? Oh, you just sit out there and fucking wait for it. Okay. Like, he disguises this malicious behavior with these gestures of love. Like, when he's being overly nice, when he's trying to convince you that you're great, that he loves you, he values you, he respects you, he appreciates you. There's all of these things that you do for him, and he just wants to say a little thank you. Yeah. Watch out. And being sick. Or, you know, when I had Carlina. When I had Carlina, I wasn't allowed to be down. Nope. 2 days in the hospital with her. And then the day that I got home, I was expected to fucking be out in the yard picking up fucking rocks for the garden, the flower bed in the front yard that he wanted me to put in. Not allowed to be down. Not allowed to have recovery time. Got to be a beast. Yeah. But right before I had Carlina, like, that's when I found him on the computer with women and all that shit. And now I'm like, fuck, I'm getting ready to have kid number English 2 with this fucking dude. And he's doing this shit. Then his mom comes and gets him. And I really feel like he planned that. He planned that with her. And she takes my kids, and it's only going to be for a week, maybe 2. And it took fucking forever to get them back. And that's when I almost died. And before my kids came home is when we started having real talk conversations. Because I started confronting him with all of the evidence of everything. And I didn't want to fight over him with Michelle. And I blew up his plan. Like, I got a hold of her, and I was like, bitch, I ain't mad at you. I just want to know what he's telling you. And I told her what he was telling me. And she was married at the time to some other dude. I thought about being petty and letting him know, but I didn't. And her and I tag teamed Nick. It was like, you wanted us to fight with each other? No. So then he started fucking around with Angelique up at his work. And he started to break me down because it was repeated. And after he tried to kill me, he made it very clear that I was not allowed to leave, or I would end up dead. I was going to leave, and I didn't care enough, I guess. And it changed everything. It did. It changed everything. I believed him because he had told me the stories of how he would hurt animals, the things that he did to his brothers sexually when they were kids. You know, he told me how he was devoid of emotion, how pain was something that not only did not bother him, it excited him. And he could block pain out personally. Like in there would be times, you know, I'd want to be a bitch and I'd go up to him and I'd grab a pinch full of hair and yank it. Not even close to a reaction. He would sit there and do it to himself for funsies. I don't know. So he's got a pretty high pain tolerance. Very high pain tolerance. For certain things. Back pain, not so much. But, I mean, back pain will fucking knock anybody down. But he likes to inflict it. And I learned that very quickly. And the combination of all of those things at once really fucked me up. I didn't see it at the time, but it was a systematically planned set of things to happen. Like he was doing all of this on purpose to make me feel broken. And it worked. It worked. And over a long period of time, having the cycle repeat itself where, you know, you're the greatest thing in the world, and then, you know, it slowly starts to fucking dwindle down, and then one day it just fucking stops. And you're pining for it, and you're pining for it, and then one day you just don't fucking care anymore, and about that time they fucking start in, and then it turns into a whole nother whirlwind romance that's just doomed for the fucking bottom again. The cycles. The cycles. That's how they go. So I guess I got through today's video without fucking becoming a mess. I know that I just kind of skimmed over the shit, but being sick, my brain's not functioning the way that it should. I'm sure you guys can understand. But I did want to put a video out. Anyway. Maybe I'll get more into... Well, I guess I got a few minutes. Nah, I'll wait. And get my driver's license next video. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you're not sick like me. Take care of yourselves. You're important too. Don't forget it. Keep trying. We will get there eventually.